Alrighty, we're back recording. I think this is episode 6 of No Escaping the Cul-de-Sac, a Knots Landing rewatch podcast. It's been like 2 weeks since we've sat down and done this, actually, because we had a lot going on this last week, so we didn't have a chance to do it.
Right.
But we're back now, and we finished season 1. Hooray for us.
Woohoo!
We just finished season 1, so we're talking about technically 3 episodes tonight. The last 2 are a 2-parter. Bottom of the Bottle, parts 1 and 2. But first, we watched Courageous Convictions, which is a Richard-centric episode. And diving right into it, they're playing poker at the Fairgates house. Everybody's there, including Laura's dad. I don't think they ever give him a name other than Papa.
Right. I don't think they do. Pop and Papa. Yeah.
Yeah, but her Papa, her dad, is there playing poker with everybody, and he's kind of having a good time with Richard, and they're all kind of egging Richard on to play poker with him, and Richard owes him $12, and Laura doesn't have any cash on her, so they have to pay him back later. But anyway, Diana comes in with her boyfriend. His name is Terry, and she's like, "Oh, we'll just go up to my room."
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No, you won't.
Like, I don't know. I don't want to think of myself as like a prude or anything.
Well,
but I mean, teenagers are going to do what they're going to do regardless.
right.
But still, I'm not going to give you the invitation.
I was going to say, not encouraging it. Yeah.
Be safe if you're going to do it, but I'm not going to give you the opportunity in my house. That's for sure. But hey, Karen and Sid are cool parents.
Yeah. So trusting, say, okay, go ahead, whatever.
And even Kenny is the one that's like, I probably wouldn't do that.
Well, because Kenny knows the way he is, and he's probably always been that way. And it's like, are you nuts? Yeah, he seems like a real nice, caring, respectful young man. But come on, letting him go upstairs with your daughter he just keeps grinning through the whole thing. Like, okay,
if you say so,
but I wouldn't.
And yes, they are like making out in her room, but she doesn't want to do more than that. But True. He's kind of pushing her to do it, which like already this is not a very nice kid. He's already like kind of pressuring her a little bit.
Yeah, why are you stalling?
Yeah, he also doesn't look 16, which makes it a little bit weirder.
Yeah, once you said that, I thought, you're right. He doesn't. He looks like 19.
Yeah, or in
20
his
years
20s.
old. Yeah.
Doesn't look the same age as her, that's for sure.
No, he doesn't.
But I mean, in the universe of the show, he is the same age as her because they go to school together and everything, and they're in classes together. So sure, he's 16. I don't believe that this actor was 16, but
no.
Sure. And then Richard and Laura are going to bed later that night. Apparently they were over at Karen and Sid's very late. It's 1 a.m, and they're going to bed. Laura has this little present for Richard for no reason, really. She just gets him a nightshirt, but he's all grumpy for reasons we'll find out because he got a call at Karen and Sid's house from his broker. I think it was his broker, his stockbroker, called him at Karen and Sid's house, so he's in a bad mood. And so he doesn't appreciate this gift of a nightshirt. That
he doesn't wear those. Why would you? Yeah.
I've never worn these before. Why would you buy this for me? Poor Laura gets shut down with her nice little gift that she got Richard because he's in a crappy mood. At this point, have we heard what exactly the problem is? That a stock that he is invested in has tanked, and he's at $20,000 in debt because of it. Which, that doesn't seem like a smart way to invest your money.
No, and he obviously, how close was he paying attention to what he invested in? They don't really say how much he started out with the investment, but yeah, it tanks, and he does end up going $20,000 in the hole.
Which isn't the whole point. Like, isn't the basic... I've never traded in the stock market. I have no interest in doing that.
Right.
But it isn't like the basic advice for the stock market is to diversify your portfolio.
Yes.
So that this doesn't happen, that all your money isn't in one thing.
Right. If it's going to drop below a certain point, sell, however, because I've never been big time into it either. I just know kind of the basics, but he says, he keeps saying, I saw the prospectus. Well, yes, that means you saw what it should do. That doesn't mean that's what it's going to do. That doesn't mean that you're going to keep making money.
Yeah, it seemed like he wasn't keeping up on what was actually happening with this company.
Right.
Because he seems completely blindsided by the fact that they've actually just kind of gone under completely, and he thought that it was doing well. I think it's fairly rare for a big company to just all of a sudden go under. Like, there were probably signs that it wasn't doing well, and he just
Well,
wasn't paying attention.
yeah, so it was
But
gonna go bankrupt or whatever happened to it, and when he does go talk to his broker, he does kinda talk to him like, "Hey, you know, I advise you," she seems to be saying, "I advise you that this could happen and you should be paying attention." I don't know. He just seemed to be saying once again, like, "Richard, you're gambling here. You're taking a lot of chances with this one," because he brings up how well he thought it was gonna do. If we knew that, we'd all be super rich, but you don't know that if he's not paying attention to what the stock's doing or how he got into $20,000.
And just, I mean, we do learn about this later. Just generally in their lives, Laura and Richard are not being smart with their money.
Mhm.
They're buying things they can't afford. They're renting furniture, which can be very expensive and actually cost more than just buying
Oh,
furniture.
absolutely, and that's more him than it is her.
It is, but she also admits that, like, she's
She
bought
does. Yeah,
bought
that's true.
junk that they don't need, and their
Yeah.
closets are filled with stuff that they don't wear and they don't use,
Yeah,
and
that's true. Have a whole
um,
closet full of stuff they don't use.
so they
Yeah.
both have a spending problem of
Yeah.
money that they don't have. And now they really don't have it because he just lost $20,000 in the stock
Yeah.
market.
Yeah, he's much worse than she is, but
That's true.
yeah.
But I do think that she's being honest and not just trying to placate him when she says that she's also at fault
Oh,
for it.
sure. But
But
at the same time, she has to keep asking him, "How did we get $20,000 in the hole?" Because he doesn't tell her anything. He doesn't, you know, he doesn't think she needs to know. He thinks it's all about him and he's the one that's in control of all of this. And so she really, as far as investing money and doing any of that, she has no clue.
right, and she says that he's been balancing the checkbook and paying the bills and stuff. Like, she doesn't look at the finances really,
Yeah.
so she doesn't know what their situation is.
Yeah.
And we'll get back into that toward the end of the episode. It's just interesting, and especially when she's like goading him to like figure out what the problem is and what's going on and where this money went. And he's like, "Oh, it's business, you wouldn't understand. It's just stocks. Like, it's not rocket science."
Yeah.
I think she would understand.
Well, he doesn't want to tell her because he
True.
doesn't want her to know that even though they don't have the money to be doing all that, he's doing it anyway.
But it's funny. It kind of has this like misogynistic air about it of
Oh,
like,
yeah.
your little woman brain wouldn't understand how the stock market works.
Coming from him.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
It made me think of the Roseanne quote in the early episodes. Just make my head spin.
Yeah.
There's definitely an air of misogyny about the way he's handling
Oh,
this,
yeah.
especially later in the episode, which we'll get into, where it's
Yeah.
like not even hinted at. It is straight up misogyny.
It is.
But we'll get back into that later on. Meanwhile, Sid and Karen are going to bed, and Sid is like, "Hey, did you take $100 out of my money clip? I had $500 bills here, and now I only have 4." And she's like, "Nope."
Mm.
So now $100 of Sid's is missing. So who is the culprit? We'll
Mhm.
find out later. And then later, I think the next day, Laura and Karen and Val are all shopping together. And it's so embarrassing.
It is.
Laura's
That'd be
card
humiliating.
declines. Yeah,
Yeah.
her card declines. So she can't buy what she wants to buy. And Val, very sweet, is like, "Oh, I'll cover it."
Mhm.
And Laura insists that she doesn't, which is understandable. She's probably very embarrassed. She didn't know at this point that maybe it was that bad, that they
Right.
were in that much trouble financially that she can't go shopping with her friends. That's
Right.
pretty bad. And I wrote down, it's Laura's life too. Like, these are also her finances. It's her house too. It's her life.
Yes.
And he's keeping all of this from her, and it's super not okay.
No,
Like,
it's not.
I get that he's embarrassed about it and he doesn't want her to feel like he's a failure and whatever.
That's
But
exactly what it is. He doesn't want her to think, he doesn't like that anybody thinks he's a failure. He wants everybody thinking that, like he says later, "I'm the man of the house, I'm the one in charge. If I can't take care of my family, I'm a failure."
yeah, I get that he feels that way, but it's super not okay that
No,
he does this.
it's not okay. No, it is
Because it is
not.
her life, and he is the sole breadwinner at this point, and she needs to know what's happening with that. And then that morning, Sid and Karen are asking Diana, like, how serious she is with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And she says that it's, like, deeper than just going together, which that would scare the shit out of me.
Yes.
If I was her parent, that would scare the shit out of me.
Oh.
I'm like, what does that mean?
What? Yeah, exactly. What are you talking about here? Goes deeper than that? You're 15, 16. What are you
16, I think
talking
now.
about?
Yeah, that would scare me. That would scare the hell out of me hearing my
Mhm.
kid say that. And she leaves for school, and Karen's like, "Well, Sid, don't you want to know how serious they're getting?" He's like, "No."
No.
Pretty funny.
It is funny. That's pretty cute.
It is. Diana goes with Terry, and he surprises her that he got his car painted and detailed and all fixed up. It had a dent in it that got fixed. And the shot of the $100 bill when he pays the guy the $100 for the work is so funny because it's telegraphed so hard that he's the one that stole the $100 bills.
See, he spent $100 right now. Where did he get that?
This close-up shot of this $100 bill is cracking me up.
It
like,
is
yeah,
funny.
I get it. TV
Yeah, we
show.
get it. We get. He took the $100 from Zip.
They really wanted to make sure you knew.
Yeah, that was funny.
But it was, I thought the shot was really funny. But yes, Terry obviously is the one who stole the $100 from Diana's dad and paid for this car detail with it, which is revealed officially later in the episode. But I guess they kind of want you to think maybe it was Richard for a while because he was in there at the time that it disappeared.
Yeah, because Karen mentions it. He was on the phone and
immediately. It's immediately after Sid says, "Hey, where's the $100?"
Yeah.
Karen's like, "Oh no, what if Richard did it?"
He was up here and took a phone call.
Which is kind of funny because Richard is Karen's friend.
Yeah.
So
but she also knows,
she
is thinking, wait a minute.
She does know him, but I think it's funny. Like, this person's your friend, and the first thing you do is accuse him. And now they're at another party at Richard and Laura's house. And Richard is kind of insisting on spending all this money they don't have to throw this party for Laura's dad so everyone can hang out with him. And is very much insisting that they get nice steaks and nice drinks and just spending money that they do not have.
Yes.
Which I don't know how even they're getting it because the card declined.
Exactly.
So how?
Right. And if you're trying to make it look like you're doing fine, and then he ends up doing what he does with the friends at the party. It's like, you're not
right, like
making a lot of sense.
No,
here,
it doesn't make any sense. Because you're putting on this air that everything's fine, but then you're going to go around to every single one of them and ask them for money. So what was the point of keeping up appearances? It's very strange.
It is.
And while they're at this party, Diana is home alone with this boyfriend? I mean, going upstairs while I'm in the house is one thing.
Right.
Being home by yourself while I'm somewhere else is a huge no.
No.
Even though I know Karen is a very forward-thinking person, I'm surprised even that she would be okay with that. Because it's kind of a lot. It's kind of a lot.
It is, because she has a lot of heart-to-heart talks with Diana about subject of sex, but to go ahead and just leave her, home by herself with her boyfriend, yeah.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Richard asked Sid and Kenny for $10,000. Kenny's like, I absolutely do not have that kind of money.
And what do you mean you don't have the money? The business is booming. Music business is always booming. It's like,
not for me.
Not for me. And no, I don't have that. And then when he asks Sid, and he tells him, I know I owe you a couple bucks, and Sid kind of laughs, well, a couple bucks, a couple thousand, yeah. So no, I don't have that kind of money.
To the audacity to go up to your friend who you are already indebted to,
right,
to ask for more money is a lot of gumption. And to ask for $10,000. Even in 2026 money, that's a lot of money. In 1980 money, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. It is a lot of money. He asked for Sid, okay, can you do 5,000? And he does keep telling him no until later in the party he tells him, I can help you out with 5,000, but this time we're doing a business. We're going to have it in writing. Signing a note.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, Sid is a better friend than I would be. If someone
Yeah,
already owed me a couple $1,000s
and
and
hadn't
they
made
asked me
any
for more
attempt.
money,
Right, and still hadn't made any attempt to pay that back
the
yet?
answer would be no.
No.
But Sid gives him $5,000.
Yep.
And then Richard, when they're home after this party, wants Laura to ask her dad to refinance his house to give them $20,000 or
Yeah, 15,
$15,000.
yeah.
And again, the audacity, like he's acting like he's all embarrassed about this, but he's asking people for things that anyone would be very embarrassed to ask for.
Right.
But he's kind of doing it kind of shamelessly, but while also acting like timid about it. It's
It
weird.
is.
I
Yeah.
mean, he's refusing to ask his father-in-law himself for this money,
Right. He tells
but
Laura, if you ask, he'll say yes.
and Laura's like, "Look, I won't do that, but I'll get a job. I'll do whatever it takes to
Mhm.
help us get out of this hole. We both made this hole, so I'll do whatever I have to do." And Richard is so adamant that she not work, and it's out of the question. And if you won't ask your father for this, you're not willing to help me at all.
Mhm.
And he's being a real jerk about
Yes,
it.
he is. He yeah, very much.
Which, like I said, it's before my time, 1980. Was it still, I'm sure it was in some ways, a big part of the culture that the man works and the woman doesn't? Like, was that a thing that people still believed very strongly in back then?
Yeah, yeah, to a degree. I mean, it was changing. It was changing, but it still was. Yeah.
I can imagine that it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Laura's like, no, I will not ask my father for $15,000. I will not ask him to take a second, well, not a second because his house is paid off, but to take a mortgage out on his house.
Right. An
I will
equity,
not
yeah,
ask
to
him
do
to
an
do that.
equity loan and make him start paying that back. What I mean, come on. She's got to be thinking, what if we can't do that? What if we can't pay him the $15,000 back right away or not enough at a time either? He's an elderly man. You can't be asking him to do that.
And after this scene, Diana kind of accidentally finds out that $100 is missing from her dad's wallet. And she's like, well, when did that happen? And he's like, oh, the other night when everyone was over for poker. And she's kind of already piecing together, like, oh, he has $100 mysteriously
Mhm.
that he didn't have before. And he was paying for all this work on his car. And where did he get that money? And oh, my dad's missing $100. She's kind of already connecting the
Yeah,
dots. And she immediately confronts him about
she
this.
does. Yes, she does.
She doesn't do what they usually do on these shows, where she would wonder if it was actually him for a while, or maybe defend him for a while.
Uh-huh.
No, she
She
immediately,
does.
the next time
which
she
is
sees
which
him,
is awesome. I mean, she just confronts him with it right away instead of, like you say, oh, I don't want to offend him. What if I'm wrong? I don't want to say it and get him upset, all that. Yeah, no, none of that. It was just right away. She confronts him.
yeah, and she is like, look, I know you did it. You're lying to me. You have told
Mhm.
me 2 different stories about where you got this money. And he kind of breaks down and admits that it's true that he did. And he did it just because it was there. And he saw it, so he grabbed it. Which, like Diana, that would make me even more furious. Like, you
Yes.
didn't even have a reason. It wasn't, oh, I really wanted to get my car done, or I got this dent in my car and my dad was going to kill me if I didn't
Yeah,
fix it.
exactly.
Like, it was just because.
Just because.
Yeah, and so she gets so angry that she slaps him, which is really cool.
It is. Yeah, it is. I love it.
Like, good for Diana. In these early seasons, I love Diana. We were talking, though, about, like, I won't get into too much detail because it's a spoiler for later in the series, but thinking about, like, you broke up with this boy because he stole $100.
Mhm.
What do you not break up with someone about in about 4
Yeah,
years? Which is worse than stealing $100?
Yes. Yeah.
Like, the worst possible things you can imagine that this person has done.
Right.
And we'll talk about that in a few
well, when we
seasons.
get to it, yeah.
But good Lord, Diana is a different person after a while.
Yeah.
I do wish she
Few
had
years.
stayed like this character that she is in these first couple of seasons, because I
Mhm.
do like Diana a lot.
I do
I
too.
think she would have been a fun adult to have on the show if they hadn't decided to do what they do
What
with
they
her
do.
character.
Uh-huh.
And I think
Yeah.
that Claudia Lanau, especially in these early seasons, is a very solid actress. I think
She
she does
is.
well. But later on, like the material she's given and everything is just not on par. And Diana had a lot of wasted potential. And that's all I'll say about it. I do like this part. I do like her storyline because she kind of takes care of it herself.
She absolutely did.
Like,
She did.
she doesn't go to her parents and say that this happened and whatever.
And what should I do? And should I ask him? And no, she just takes care of it.
Yeah, she just does it herself. Laura has talked to her dad, and her dad has decided to do it, to give her the money, because Richard and his father-in-law, Papa, have a conversation at the park while they're playing with Jason, and he's like, look, Richard, I have a couple $1,000s in the bank. Are you asking me for that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you want me to do? And he does ask him to refinance his house, and he's really like, I am not gonna do
Yeah,
that.
I need 15,000. It's like, no
Well,
way.
like we were saying, if he's retired and he
Right.
only has a couple $1,000s in the bank,
Yeah.
what is Richard expecting him to pay this mortgage with?
Yes. If you're going to get an equity loan, you're going to talk between $300 and $500 a month for the next 20 years. How's he going to pay that? And he can't count on Richard to be paying it because he already owes everybody else money that he's not paying back.
Right. You can't trust Richard to do it. You can't. No. But
No.
he does decide, because he loves his daughter, that he will give her the money. And I really love this scene between Laura and her dad. It's really sweet. Because he is, I think, the first person in this series to be like, Richard doesn't treat you right. Like,
Yeah.
I hope that you can see that you're worth more than this, and that he talks to you mean, he treats you not nice, he's not being good to you, and basically saying that, like, I will do this for you, so I know that you're safe, but Richard's not a good person.
Yes. Yep.
And it's true, and
It
it's
is
something she
true.
needs to hear. I don't know if she internalizes that, which no, she doesn't, because of how long these two stay together after
Yeah,
this.
exactly.
But
Well, and how he talks to her about when her mom died and you were there. Your sisters were married and gone, and you were the one that took over, trying to build her up, telling her you are strong. You helped me get through the loss of your
which
mom and all the detail of that. And it's like, so stand up for yourself.
and all of that is nice and is a good point. Like, you're stronger than this, you're better than this.
Yeah.
But also thinking about 12-year-old Laura, who lost her mother, none of that was her responsibility.
Oh,
Absolutely none of that
no,
was her responsibility.
not at all.
Like, to make his meals and to iron his shirts and to, like, give him companionship
Yeah, so much.
as a child is horrible.
It is horrible.
And wasn't her responsibility. And he kind of admits that, like,
A little bit, yeah.
but not in a big way. And he does need to say to her that it wasn't her responsibility. And yes, she was amazing and strong and got him through it.
Right.
But she shouldn't have. And she shouldn't have been in that position.
No.
Because, and what's nice is this continuity is perfect. Like, this is what Laura said happened way back in her episode in The Lie, like 6-7 episodes ago.
Mm-hmm.
This is what she said to Val. This is what I did when I was a kid.
Yep.
I stepped up. I took care of my dad. I took care
Yep.
of my house. I worked really hard in school just to be average. I
Yeah.
was doing everything.
Yeah, tried to take my mom's place as far as taking care of him, making sure he was okay.
It leads directly into her relationship with Richard. This feeling that she has of, like, I need to take care of this person,
Yeah.
and I need to take care of the house, and I need to take care of our kid, and I
Mhm.
need to be the one who cooks the meals and makes sure that he's okay.
Yeah,
It just follows directly from her childhood.
it does.
And it's nice that her dad is saying, hey, Richard isn't nice to you and you need to stand up for yourself. It's also partially his fault that she feels like she needs to do
Yes,
this.
it is. Yeah, it
Because
is.
it stems directly from her relationship with him. So it's an interesting dynamic,
It
and I
is.
liked the scene a lot. I don't think he's a bad person or anything. I just think that there are consequences in her childhood, like there are in everybody's childhood, of the things that your parents did. And it's just nice. It's a nice dynamic. It's a nice scene. I wish he was in more than just this one episode. because I like the
Yeah.
actor and I like his relationship with Laura. I think it's interesting. But after this conversation, Laura kind of gets a backbone and tells Richard this money, he's going to loan it to me. I'm going to give you conditions for this money. I will get a job. I will be in charge of the finances. I will balance the checkbook. I'll make
Mhm.
sure I know where all of the money is going.
Yep.
I will pay all of the bills. You are not to touch the finances
Yep.
anymore.
And the money she makes at her job will pay back her father.
And he's not happy about this at first.
No,
He's very unhappy about it. He yells at her about it.
of
And
course.
about putting the phrasing on this. He says, put your son in a daycare ghetto all
Yes,
day.
daycare ghetto.
Which,
Come on.
come on.
Come on.
And like we were saying, how old is Jason?
Right.
He's not 2.
No,
He's like 5 or 6.
yeah.
He goes to school.
He's in school all day, and if he had to be in a daycare a couple hours after school, nothing wrong with that, Richard. Come on.
And like we were saying too, Val is at home in the afternoons.
Yeah.
Karen is
too.
usually home. If he needs to go somewhere after school, he can hang out with them. They wouldn't mind at all.
No.
But it's funny. Richard's funny.
He is funny. Of course, he doesn't like that.
Right, he's just trying to think of anything he can say to stop her from doing this because he really doesn't want her to work. And he says that he's sorry if it's old-fashioned, but he was raised to believe that a man works and takes care of his family, and if his wife has to work, he's a failure. And that's why I was wondering if this was still a common sentiment. He says it's old-fashioned, so I guess it was on its way out of this idea that the man is the breadwinner. So I was wondering,
Yeah.
in 1980, 1979, what stage are we at in that? Like, do most people still think that way? Or are most people kind of shifting to, like, you gotta do what you gotta do?
Yeah, they're shifting.
Yeah, it's just an interesting look at this time period, I guess, where
Yeah.
this character still has this mindset. Where I feel like in the last at least like 20 years, if not more, you don't really see storylines like that on TV anymore, where the man is all mad because his wife has to work. Because it was very common in like the 80s for TV shows to have that as a storyline, especially sitcoms of like, you're not going to work because I'm the man.
Right. Yeah, that's very true. That's not the way it was. It was a two-income family from the 80s on.
It's just not something you see on TV anymore. Like in the 2020s, you would never see that as a storyline.
No.
But
no.
in my own lifetime, sometimes you would. So it's just interesting how much society has. Then Sid and Diana have a scene about her boyfriend stealing the $100, and I don't know. I think Sid really misses the mark on this one. I don't think he has good advice in this scene.
No, he's trying to keep her from being cynical and not trusting boys, as she says, that she's not going to trust boys anymore after that. And that's fine. But then as the conversation goes on, you just shouldn't tell her that it's, I don't know if he says it in a way that it's, not okay about what he did, but forgive him. Everybody makes mistakes, but she has every right to feel the way she's feeling, and she was betrayed.
Don't renounce going out with boys forever, sure. But like this boy who did this to you, you don't ever have to talk to again if you don't want to.
No.
And he's like, oh, but if you're gonna say that he's no good because of this, well, then you have to make sure that you're completely above reproach all the time. Like, you can't cast stones is kind of what he's saying. And it's like, you can't cut someone off for doing something crappy unless you're perfect.
Right.
I don't think that's good advice.
No.
You can cut people off because they did something shitty to you.
Sure. And
whenever you want, honestly.
And then if down the road you do the same, then you can expect that person to treat you the same way you treated that person that did it to you. But yeah.
Right, like, and you can't expect also in your own life, if you make a mistake, that everyone's just gonna forgive you. Like, sometimes the consequence of something bad that you've done, a bad choice that you've made, is that someone is angry at you and doesn't want to be around you anymore.
Right.
And that's just life.
That's just the way it is sometimes, yeah.
You can't just say, oh, you can't completely cut them off unless you're perfect, is bad advice and not Sid's best fatherly moment,
No,
I
it's
don't think.
not. No, and they don't do that a whole lot with him talking to her, and this time that he does, no, that's not
You
right
know what? You're
unless
right. Sid doesn't have a lot of scenes with Diana, like,
no.
ever.
No, this is one of the only times I remember them having that
You're
much of a
right. I
conversation.
never thought about that. They
Yeah.
never talk to each other.
They don't. You know, like him being funny in the kitchen when, "Don't you worry about what she just said." No, like, I don't want any part of it." He's always like, "No,
Huh.
everything's fine, everything's good," doesn't talk to her about anything. This is the first time, and I think pretty much the only time they have a real
You're so right.
conversation.
I think you're right. I can't remember a single other time that they even
No,
talk to
me
each other
either.
in
Yeah,
like
me
in
either.
this kind of way. Yeah.
Right.
Huh.
Yeah.
Never thought of that before.
Mm.
Because he does have these moments with his boys.
He does, like
Michael gets a big storyline in season 2.
yeah,
And I remember Sid and Michael having a lot of stuff in season 2.
yeah,
And he has stuff with Eric quite a
yeah.
bit about girls and stuff.
Yeah, like
Um,
when he went out with Ginger's sister, and they had some nice conversations about that,
but he
and
doesn't
yeah,
have that kind of relationship with Diana.
uh-uh,
That's weird. I never
no,
thought of that before.
yeah,
But anyway, I think Sid kind of screwed this one up.
yeah,
And then Diana is talking to Terry again, and he's all apologetic about it and kind of hoping that they can get back together. She's like, I
mhm,
don't hate you, but I can't be with you anymore because I would never trust you again.
yeah,
So we can't be together. We can maybe hang out at school,
mhm,
which is nice. Good for her.
yeah,
And my favorite part, of course, is when he tries to give her a $100 bill and she says, you didn't take that money from me.
yep,
And it's nice. Like, go talk
yes,
to my dad and go apologize to him because it was his money.
yeah, and he drives up, and he walks over and tells him, "We need to talk about." At least the kid followed through and went over and talked to Sid and told him whatever he told him, because that's where they end that part of the scene, but yeah, she does really well with that whole situation.
She does. I'm proud of
Yeah,
Diana in this
yeah.
one. She was showing a lot of potential back then,
She did.
unfortunately.
Yes, she
She
did.
does not live up to it, but it's okay. I like her in the beginning. It's okay.
Yeah.
And then Richard sees an expensive car that's for sale on the way home, and he's like gonna leave his number so the person will call him about it.
Mhm.
And then he like comes to his senses
Yeah.
and he's like,
Like
oh, I can't do that. So he goes home and he has this very nice speech to Laura about how he's just some guy. He's just an ordinary guy and he has an ordinary life and he's okay at everything in his life. He calls himself a passable husband, which is generous.
it is. That was generous.
He's being very
Yes.
generous
Yeah.
to
That he's
himself.
an okay lawyer, a passable husband. No, you're not.
He is a good father. He said
He
calls
is.
himself a good father, sure.
Yeah.
But passable husband is generous. But
Yes.
all this to say that he is just an average dude
Yeah.
and it bothers him. Like he's always had dreams of having money and being successful
Yeah.
and being able to show the world that he's successful. And he says, everyone else in this neighborhood, Sid and Kenny and Gary, they're ordinary too, but it doesn't seem to bother them.
Mhm.
But it bothers me because I had all these dreams and aspirations of who I was going to be, and I'm just not that person. And
Which
I think it's nice.
I think he gets credit for that.
I think it's a very human part of Richard that
Yeah.
we're seeing.
Yeah.
Of like why he's kind of the way he is, that he just feels like he's a nobody and he's
Yeah.
invisible.
Well, he can't quite make it at work. He has mentioned that. He just he hasn't made his mark that he wants to make, and he has all these dreams, and so yeah, I give him credit for talking to her about it and
Sure. For being
opening up to her.
self-aware, yeah. For
Mhm.
saying, hey, I do spend money we don't have, and I
Mhm.
do try
Yeah.
to elevate myself to a position that I'm not in
Yeah.
because I feel so invisible and I feel
Yeah.
so ordinary and I hate feeling that way.
Yeah.
And I think that's very vulnerable. I think
It
that's very
is.
self-aware. I think it's a nice moment for Richard and it's a very human moment for him.
It is.
And I do love when he says, so yeah, I agree to your terms. I will let your dad lend this money to you under your conditions, all of them.
Yep.
You can get a
Get a
job.
job.
You can be in control of the finances. Obviously, I cannot be in control of our finances.
Yeah.
He says I'd spend it before the ink was dry,
Yeah.
which is very self-aware.
It is. And for him to come out and admit it to her, is...
I thought it was great. Yeah, so he says, okay, deal. We'll do it your way. You get a job, you take care of the finances, and help me save me from myself, basically. But don't take away the dreams, he says, which I think is sweet. Like,
it is.
let me just hope that someday this is gonna be better. And she says, I couldn't take him away if I tried.
Yeah.
Like, you're always gonna be a dreamer, and I know that.
That was nice. That whole scene was so nice.
It's a sweet
And
moment.
my favorite part of the episode, one of my favorite parts, is when she's wearing the nightshirt
Yes,
that
so cute.
she got for him, and she notices when they go to bed, and you're wearing the nightshirt.
Yeah, he says, I'm not wearing the pants anymore. It's very cute.
Very cute.
It's probably the sweetest moment of their entire marriage.
Yeah.
Is this scene?
Yeah.
It's so cute.
It is.
I really enjoy it. I really enjoy Richard in
they
this
have
scene.
Very good chemistry in this
They do.
scene, and
And I watched this and I was like, this is why I love Richard. Richard has such a human side to him.
He does. Yeah, he does.
So the next one we watched is a two-parter, Bottom of the Bottle, parts 1 and 2, the big finale of season 1, which I'm very excited that we're done with season 1. We'll move on to season 2 next week. I'm very excited for that.
It is. It gets very good.
But this one opens up at another party at the Fairgates house. They're just always throwing parties.
Always parties going on.
There's always something going on at their house.
Yeah.
This time, they don't know why they've been invited over, but it is a surprise party for Gary because Sid has decided to promote him to vice president of Knots Landing Motors, which is really nice. He says he's already doing the work, so he might as well have the title and the pay, which is great. We don't see a lot of Gary and Sid and their work relationship. We don't see a ton of it. We do in oh boy, do we in season 2.
Coming up later. Yeah, we definitely do.
But in the first season, we don't see a lot of it.
No, just them talking about doing the commercials and.
But apparently, Gary's been doing a bang up job at Knots Landing Motors, so he's earned this promotion, which is very nice, and everyone's all excited for him. He gets his new little placard for his door that says Gary Ewing Vice President, and it's all very nice. But of course, they pop open the champagne and they pour everybody a glass of champagne, and they hand Gary one, and he kind of like looks around the room and then goes for it and drinks the champagne. And of course, Val's eyes are trained on him the whole time.
Yeah.
And like we were saying, Val at least probably should have disclosed to their friends that Gary is an alcoholic?
Yeah, at some point when they've had all these parties together and
because
he's mentioned that he doesn't drink,
Like, they very much do not know that he's an alcoholic.
No,
it comes as a surprise to them in this episode. So they should have been told, hey, at least Val, on kind of sneaky on the side, it should have at least to like Sid maybe said, hey, just so you know, Gary's an alcoholic. If you ever see him drinking or looking like he might take a drink, please stop him. Gary has more than just champagne at this party. He gets very happy at this party.
He's having a good time. He's
having
dancing.
A very good time. And they go home, and he is feeling pretty good. He is pretty drunk. And Val is handling it probably the way you should handle it.
She was. She did a good job with it.
Which was like, oh, I'm just tired. Let's go to bed. Like, not confronting him about it right then.
Yeah,
when
trying
he's
to kind of diffuse it a little bit. Like, if we could just end the night, just be done, deal with it later. Let's not get into it right now while you're that drunk.
But she doesn't even say that to him. She doesn't say anything about it to him at all. She's like, oh, let's just go to bed. I'm tired.
Yeah.
And really doesn't bring it up. Doesn't say anything about it, which I think is probably smart and probably the way you should handle it. But he reads between the lines. He knows her well enough to know that she's upset. And Gary, he's scary. Very scary. And like starts accusing her of like sleeping with someone else when they were separated, which you were separated for 15 years. I'm sure she did, but
yeah. So
what?
And
just acting like she's gonna go back to some other guy because of this. It's a very weird thing that he says,
It is.
which like is understandable. He's very drunk.
Yeah.
But yeah, he gets really upset and is yelling and hitting the banister. I won't be talked down to in my own house. And Gary is not a nice drunk. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Like, oh, I haven't had a drink in 2 years, and you don't like the way I'm acting. Well, tough.
Treat me like a child, and yeah.
And he leaves the house, and it causes a ruckus in the neighborhood. Everybody comes out because he's driving away, which, like you said, everybody needs to stop letting Gary drive.
Yeah, stop him from getting in a car at some point here and driving, at least.
But he leaves, and Sid's like, oh, it's okay. He's probably just blowing off steam. People fight. It's fine. And Val is like, no, this isn't like other people. Gary's an alcoholic. And that's the big reveal for everyone else that Gary has a problem.
But they do. They keep trying to calm him down by saying, oh, no, he won't. Oh, it'll be fine. But, she's tough. She tells him no. Starts telling him through the episodes how it goes when he gets this way.
Yes. And meanwhile, Ginger is at home. And the phone rings, and it's Sylvie. Oh no, it's Sylvie. It's gonna be my mantra for a while.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's Sylvie. And oh my god, the audacity of this bitch. This bitch.
Yes.
Oh my god.
My god.
Like, oh, is Kenny home? I wanted to talk to him. She's like, no, he's not home. Well, he should be there soon. He left my house a little while ago.
Oh my god.
Could you imagine?
Horrible.
What a bitch.
Horrible. Yes.
Oh my god, could you imagine this?
Jeez.
Calling up your boyfriend's wife at home just to upset her.
We'll try to break him up so she can have him. That's what she's doing. She wants to make her mad and upset enough to kick him out so he'll come running to her.
I'm sorry. Both of these women
awful.
Both of these women need a little bit more self-respect. Ginger for being married to this guy.
Yeah.
Sylvie for wanting him so desperately that she's gonna do all this stuff to try to break him up with his wife, whom he does not want to leave. Like, girl, stop. Have some respect for yourself.
Yes,
My
go
God.
find someone else.
Oy, oy, oy.
Yeah.
I know Kenny's attractive, but
Yeah.
but other than that, what is he offering these people? Come on.
Nothing. Cheating. Never around.
And then Kenny comes home, and Ginger confronts him about it immediately. It was like, oh, Sylvie called, by the way. This is very tacky, she tells him. Having your girlfriend call you at home is so tacky, she says. And he's, of course, denying it.
Of course.
And saying, oh, I was over there because we were working on the record, and I'm producing it, and it's a big deal, and blah, blah, blah. Doesn't come to a conclusion quite yet, but Ginger is now very suspicious of Kenny's relationship with Sylvie. It will come to a head later in the episode. And meanwhile, in the next morning, Val and Sid are going around bar to bar looking for Gary because he's still missing. They find a bar that he was in, and he's like, yeah, he was here. I kind of mind my own business. I don't know where he was going. And then as they walk away, it's nice that he does this, by the way, this bartender, that he doesn't say it in front of Val.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
It's very respectful.
It is respectful. Yeah, it's nice that he's like, hey, pal, come on over back when they're about to leave.
Kind of like giving him the, if you think she can handle it, you tell her. If not, don't.
Right. It's very respectful of this bartender. It's very nice. And yeah, tells Sid that Gary left there with a woman last night. And they find the woman he was with that night, and she tells them that she gave Gary $400 for his car. Yeah. Which is insanely low. Apparently it's probably a new car because it's a nice car at least because it belongs to Sid in the dealership.
But he's a drunk, and all he wanted to do is get as much money out of her as he could, so he'd go keep buying more booze.
Yeah, so as they're leaving, she stops Val and says, I feel sorry for you, honey. That man doesn't care about anything except that bottle. And Val turns around and says, sure he does, honey. Just depends on the woman. And it's a great line, but I wish it was true.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's not. No, sorry, Val.
I'm sorry. Gary prioritizes a lot of things above Val. Drinking is one of them
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
There are some other things later
Yeah,
on
that
that
are
he
gonna be
will.
coming up that are yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. Nice line to come back and get her with, but
It's not true.
no truth behind it.
No, unfortunately. Like I
Yeah.
said, nice Gary is gone and he ain't coming back. He's
No.
I think never. I think he's just gone. Whatever he goes through with this, and yeah, he gets back on the wagon and
Yeah.
he gets sober, but he's never the same person again as he
No.
was before this,
No.
which is sad. And then he's in a bar again, and he just starts a brawl for no reason at all.
Yep.
Absolutely no reason at all.
Yeah. Well, he's a mean drunk. Just,
Because they say they don't like the music that he's playing
oh,
or
that's right.
something.
Yeah. Hey, buddy, can you play something else? Yeah.
And he just
That sets him off. Not
starts a
smart.
just starts a fight for no reason.
Yeah.
And no reason at all.
Outnumbered.
And it's a pretty bad bar fight. The cops get called, and by coincidence, Val and Sid drive up just as Gary's being arrested for this.
Yeah.
And they take him in, and he's not going to be charged. Nothing's going to happen. They're going to release him, and he goes home. And he's mean to Val at home because he's probably still buzzed. And she's trying to tell him, you don't have to go into work today. Sid's not expecting you to come in. And he's like, oh, I'm a charity case.
Yeah.
You all feel, I won't say the word he says because it's not a good word to say, but you feel bad for me. Everybody's taking pity on me. And he's just being mean. And
Yeah.
And he cleans himself up and he goes to work, which goes great. He's all like hyped up at work. It's
He
really
was.
weird.
Well, because that's a fine line between an alcoholic being drunk and sober. It's adrenaline. It's I got to get that drink. How do I get that drink? And that's getting into his conversation with Sid about going to this lunch, for work. And he's very hyped up.
Yeah, he's like almost looks like he's on some kind of
On
upper.
something. Yeah, he does. He does.
He's all wired about it.
Yeah.
And Sid is kind of just relents and is like, okay, go to this meeting, whatever. Like, sure, I trust you to go to the meeting. Just go do it.
Because first he tells him maybe I should go, and then it's, sure, blah, blah, blah. And he says, fine, no, go ahead, go.
And he goes to this meeting, and he almost is a good boy and orders coffee, but then he caves and orders a martini, and he has a couple of martinis at the meeting, comes back to work buzzed, and Sid calls him out on it. He's like, look, you can't be doing this. And Gary tells him to take his job and shove it, and he quits.
Throws a punch.
Oh, almost.
Yeah.
He was going to take a swing at Sid.
He went to take a swing, and
kind of
Sid
stopped himself.
Stopped him, and boy, when Gary saw the look on Sid's face, he knew, I better walk away from this, or he's going to kill me.
Or he's either going to kill me, or like I'll definitely not have a job here again.
Yeah.
So
I'm screwing everything up in this one thing that I decide to do. So he just stops staring at Sid for a second and then just walks away.
Yeah, he was almost going to punch Sid.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think Sid in a fight would probably be a scrapper. He could probably take him. I think he could. I don't know.
We saw that at the beach.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about Sid, like the vibes. I feel like if he wanted to, he could take down somebody twice his size. I feel like he could really do some damage.
Yeah.
Kenny's with Sylvie, and he doesn't like that she's calling the house. And he's like, you can't be calling my wife. You can't call my house. You knew I was married when we started seeing each other. I'm not going to leave her. Yep. So just stop it.
Just stop. Yeah.
Which, I mean, Kenny is obviously the main person in the wrong here.
Well, of course,
But I don't know. It's a messy situation.
It is.
And there's a reason I say, oh no, it's Sylvie, because I can't stand this whole storyline, to be honest.
No.
Val is talking to the neighbors again, and she's saying, I don't think it's going to change this time, because I understood it the last time this happened, because we were living at South Fork. We were really young. We had a baby. We were, with these people who did not like Gary and were awful to him. His parents, not his mom, but his dad and his brothers
putting him down all the time.
He felt like a failure.
Yeah.
So I understood it then, why he did it. but now we're doing great. Like, we have this nice house, we have all
Mhm.
these great friends, he has a great job, and for seemingly no reason at all, here we go again.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's ever going to change, she says. And Sid tells her, well, it's the same feeling. Like, he was scared with his parents and his brothers, and he's scared now with all this responsibility
Mhm.
and this whole new life that he's built for himself. He has a lot that he stands to lose now. And Val's like, well, then either way,
Either way, what do I do?
what do I do? He's scared either way.
You're right.
So my point stands. I don't think this can change, because what am I supposed to do if he drinks no matter how he
How he
feels?
feels, whether he,
Then
feels like beaten down or built up. He just, the fear from either one. He's going to drink. Yeah, what do you do? How do you support him?
poor Val.
Yeah.
Which
It
we
is
say
really nice, though, when Karen and her have that talk.
it is. That was what
Yeah.
I was going to talk about next. Was Karen and Val having that really nice talk
Mhm.
about, like, you can do this, you can help him through this. I've seen the two of you together. I believe you can get through this. And Val kind of doesn't. She's like, I don't know if I have it in me.
Yeah, if I'm strong enough. Yeah.
And it's so sweet. Karen says she's made of granite rock.
Yeah.
And it's true. Val is, from the time she was a child, has been through hell
She has.
time and time and time again.
Yeah.
She had a terrible childhood.
Yeah.
She had horrible things happen to her during her first relationship with Gary. She's been through so much
To
in
hell
her
and back.
life.
And she's had to pick herself up and keep going.
And she's built this nice life for herself, and she's really, made something of herself.
Yeah.
And she's a great person, and she's a strong person.
She is, and she's the
And-
one that they come to a lot of the time, too,
Yeah.
for support.
And it's nice that Karen says this to her, because I think it would be very easy for a person like Val to feel like, I am weak, and I'm not strong, and
Yeah.
like, I have all these problems in my life, and my husband has this problem, and I've been through all of this stuff in my life.
Over and over,
When that's precisely why she's so strong, because she has all this stuff that's happened to her, but she still keeps going.
Yeah.
And she makes this life for herself. And down the road, she makes a wonderful life for herself. She does well on her own. She stands on her own 2 feet. And I don't know, Val is a character I love so much. I just love her so much, because she does have that, like,
Tenacity.
perseverance. She bounces back from everything. She just keeps going.
Yep. She
Like
just
Karen says,
finds a way, finds a reason to keep going, keep fighting.
and like Karen says, she's the little engine that could.
Yeah.
And a lot of stuff happens to Val in this show. Lots of horrible things happen to Val in this show.
Yeah.
And she still just keeps chugging along, no matter what. And which I do admire her for, and I do like a lot. But yeah, Val and Karen, as we've said many times, they're one of the cornerstones of this show.
They are.
This
Their
relationship.
friendship is, yeah.
And it's nice to see it in its early stages. Like, they're
Well-
very close at this point now. They've known each other for about a year, I guess, now. But it keeps getting stronger. For the next 13 seasons, it gets stronger and stronger. And it's nice to see.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's really good. It's fun to watch nice to watch their friendship get stronger and go through so many things, and they're always there for each other.
Always.
Always.
Always, always, always. No matter what. Even when they go through patches where, like, they're angry at each other,
Mhm.
or things have happened to cause a rift, it doesn't matter. They will still, at the end of the day, be there for each other, which I love. Everyone needs someone like that.
Definitely.
But Gary, meanwhile, he's getting close to rock bottom. He gets mugged, so he doesn't have any of his money, and so he doesn't have anything, and he's going into a liquor store trying to buy bourbon, and he doesn't have money for bourbon.
Just a pocket full of change.
But did this man have to shove a gun in his jugular?
Well,
I feel like he didn't have to do this.
yeah,
I feel like
it was more for the dramatic scene, I guess. I mean, he looked like he was going to grab the guy, and maybe
He didn't. He wasn't going to grab the guy. He was going to grab the bourbon.
right.
Wait, like, are you willing to kill a guy to
To have him not
to
steal a
have him
bottle of
not
booze.
right, to have him not shoplift from
Yeah.
you. Like,
Or yeah, but like he says, I didn't like the look in his eye, and I mean, maybe he would do that. Maybe he'd hit the guy over the head with the bottle, I
I mean,
guess.
I guess. I just feel
Yeah.
like you need to get to a certain threshold before you're holding a gun to a guy's
Yeah.
neck.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it was a little premature.
Yeah. Yeah. Take the wine with his, change on the counter or get out, and then he kind of snaps. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I don't know. I don't think the gun had to make an appearance quite yet,
No,
but
because he probably could have taken Gary anyway.
well, probably. And Gary probably would have just taken the bourbon and left, which, yeah, you've just been shoplifted, but at least you don't have a death on your conscience.
Yeah, no kidding.
But yeah, it's for the dramatics of the show, and I get that.
Yeah, they wanted this is how bad he's gotten.
Yeah.
And, went into a liquor store and damn near got himself killed over a bottle of booze. That's what that was for.
Sure. I just thought it was a little silly.
Uh-huh.
But now he's sleeping under a bridge, and he's stealing booze from another
From a
drunk
drunk.
under the bridge, and Gary's at rock bottom, and he's finished. Then, meanwhile, everyone's out looking for Gary again because he's gone missing again, and Laura's kind of like pushing Richard to go look for him.
That scene is pretty funny.
It's so funny. She's like, well, why don't you go help? He's like, Gary can't stand me.
Yeah, Gary can't. No, they're fine. They can go do it. No, Gary can't stand me.
You wouldn't go anywhere with me.
Yeah.
But Laura says, do it for me. So he's like, fine, whatever.
Uh-huh.
And he goes to find him. And it is so funny because he is the one to find him.
Yep.
And like we said, how is Gary paying for these drinks?
Yes.
He didn't have any money the last time we
No.
saw him. I don't know.
Yeah, where'd the money come from?
Maybe he stole it off of somebody.
Yeah,
I don't know
guess
how he
so.
got this money. Or he's just building up a tab that he's planning to ditch. I don't know.
Maybe. That could be.
I have no idea how he's paying for this. But
Until Richard shows
well, yeah,
up.
then Richard's going to buy him now. If Richard has any money right now, who knows?
God, no kidding. He doesn't have any money either. Probably has $5 in his wallet.
Richard and Gary are at this bar together. Meanwhile, Ginger's at a party looking for Kenny. They've been there for 3 hours. She wants to go home. He's dancing with Sylvie. The audacity, once again, the audacity.
God.
And she's like, look, I gotta go home. I have school in the morning.
I have a headache.
And Sylvie chimes in with, oh, yeah, you're a school teacher, aren't you? Isn't that sweet? I'm like, don't talk to me, bitch.
Jesus.
Don't talk to me.
Whatever. Tells him, I'm ready to go home. Of course, which he has to go and say, we can't. I can't leave yet. Yeah, you can. I get it. It's for your business, whatever. But you're dancing with your girlfriend. Your wife wants to go home. Go home.
Remember how much we liked Kenny last time? Do you remember how happy we were with him? I don't think it ever happens again.
I don't think so.
Maybe in season 4.
Maybe.
Well, there is one scene that I love Kenny in season 4. I know right off the top of my head.
Yeah?
It's a scene between Gary and Kenny in season 4, and I love that scene.
Well, good. Then there is one more.
There's
at
one
least.
thing to hang on to for Kenny. And then Gary drags Richard's drunk ass home. Richard gets drunk with Gary.
Yep. Drags him out of the bar.
He has to drag him out of the bar and take him home.
Yep.
And Laura comes downstairs and at first handling it perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. That is what you would have to do. Be like, oh, okay, what do you want to drink? I'll get it for you. Just
sure, but before she says, what did you do to him?
Oh, yeah, come on.
To Richard, really? Yeah.
He got drunk. What do you think happened?
Yeah, but yeah, she does. She handles most of the scene very well.
She does. Like, oh, what do you want to drink? I'll get it for you.
Yes.
Just trying to stall him and keep him there. But she does screw up. She
does.
She calls Val, and instead of talking in any kind of code, says her damn name.
Says her name. Val. Gary's here.
Well, now the jig is up. What do you think you're doing, Laura?
Yes, now he knows who you're talking to when you know that that's his trigger, is her.
Oof.
Yeah, not smart on that one.
But he does stay until Val gets there, and he's
still trying to get booze out of the
he's looking for
cabinet.
the key for the liquor cabinet.
Uh-huh.
It is funny when Val opens the door and he sees that the keys are in the door, and he goes, huh.
Yeah.
And he takes the keys and is trying to unlock the liquor cabinet.
That's right. That is funny.
And Val and Laura are trying to get him to knock it off and whatever. And oof, he backhands
backhands
Val
her right in the
really
eye.
hard. can't tell watching this if this was an accident or not. I don't know if he didn't see
Um,
her or if he does purposefully hit his wife, which is awful.
he does he lashes out. I don't know if he's consciously thinking it's her or what the hell he's doing in that moment, but he does. He's raging, he wants that booze, and she's getting too close, and he does hit her to get her to back off.
It's terrible.
It is terrible.
And then after he does that, he punches through the glass to get the booze, and now he's bleeding.
Mm.
And Val, worry about yourself for 2.5
Yeah.
seconds. Like, you just got hit in the eye by your husband. Maybe, like, take care of that and worry about yourself for a second instead of immediately being like, I'm fine. Oh my God, he's bleeding.
Yeah, so what? Yeah,
Who
he's
gives
bleeding
a
because
shit?
he put his fist through a glass door.
Who
You know,
cares
who
if he's
cares at
bleeding?
this point? Really? Come on now.
He just hit you.
Hard. Horrible. Yes.
And then Kenny is brought home from this party by Sylvie. Even more audacity. He's like hanging all over her in front of his damn house. He's practically flaunting it at this point.
Yes.
It's awful.
I mean, come on, Ginger.
And Ginger knows for a fact now that this is happening.
Right.
Because,
She knew anyway. But then to
absolutely.
have it thrown in your face like that.
And it is funny when she tells him to stop lying because he's bad at
He's
it.
bad at it. Yeah, stop lying. You're bad at it.
But she should have been out the door at this point. I don't know why still she's not leaving. Like, she knows this is happening
Yeah.
and they're fighting about it constantly.
Yep.
It's just leave already.
Just leave. I mean, why? Why are you wasting your time, your life? You're young. Just walk away.
And the paramedics come for Gary.
Now that interrupts their discussion.
Yeah, it does. As they hear the siren.
Yeah, she was saved by the siren.
He was.
Yeah, because as soon as they're getting into it, the siren goes off. He jumps up, goes outside.
Like, oh, what's going on outside? And the paramedics have shown up because Gary's bleeding. And they're loading him in the back of the ambulance. And they're like, what do you mean you can't? You're just gonna like stitch him up and send him home? He's been on a 3-day bender. Like, he needs to be treated. And they're like, well, it can't. That has to be voluntary unless he has done this on purpose. Unless he cut himself on purpose.
Right? Did he try to commit suicide?
And Laura, very quick thinking, says yes.
Yep.
He did it after he got the booze. He took the glass and he did it on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked Val if that's true. And good for Val. She says yes.
Man, she oof. I mean, because a lot of time that's not like her. And
No, I would say most of the time it's not like
yeah.
her. She's a very tell the truth kind of person.
Yeah.
Very like,
Well,
that would make
Gary, protect Gary, protect Gary.
Like, that would make Gary look bad if I said that.
Oh, don't do that. He'll get upset. I just want to take him home and fix him. Yeah, not this time.
Not this time.
Not
I
this
think
time.
she finally realizes, oh, lying about this is protecting Gary, which is good. It's one of the very rare instances where she does something that she thinks might upset Gary.
Right. Standing there with a big old black eye.
Oh my God. It's terrible.
Looks awful.
Huge. It's huge.
Yeah,
it's
it is. It looks awful.
And so he gets committed for 72 hours because they've told him this. And he is allowed to see Val when he's there, but it very quickly devolves into him just yelling.
Yeah.
Because he wants to go home and she won't bring him home.
She won't bring him home. And he's, you're the only one. You're the only one that can help me, blah, 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 blah. And he's trying to convince her just to get him out of there. When she's saying no, he starts screaming again. Then the guys in the white coats, take him away.
He gets dragged back to
Take
his
him
room.
away. Yeah.
Then Ginger is talking to Laura about her marriage.
Ugh.
And don't ask Laura Avery for marriage advice.
No,
for one
we were
thing.
saying that while we were watching it. She's the last person around here to ask.
Go talk to Karen, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Don't talk to Laura.
Yeah.
Laura's not going to give you good advice.
No, and she didn't.
No, she didn't.
Oh, have you, he moved He moved here like you wanted. He bought you a house like you wanted. What if you met him halfway? What if you go to parties and blah, blah,
Well,
blah,
she
blah.
does. She
She
does all the
does.
time.
She
And she is
does.
supportive of his career. And she doesn't care that he's a music producer.
Right.
She just wants him to be home every once in a while.
Yeah. Yep.
And she wants him to, most importantly, not cheat on her.
Stop cheating. Yeah. And she's, well, now, yeah, I guess you have a good point. You're right. I should try that, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, but you have. You have said what the people, the guys at the party treat you like, and that he never goes home
No.
when she goes with him to all this stuff. And then, as we saw tonight at a party, they're not around each other. So why would she want to go? He's dancing with Sylvie, and all he says, "Oh, I was looking for you."
Uh-huh.
Yeah, sure you were.
And
Yeah.
in this scene, Ginger says again that she wants to have a baby. Are you stupid?
Yeah, come on.
Are you literally dumb?
Come on.
After everything that happened in this episode?
Yeah, come on.
Come on. Like, yeah, in general, sure, yes, you want to have a baby. You have to think about who you're having a baby
Yes,
with.
not with him. Not in this marriage. Seriously, come on.
Like, I love Ginger, but she can act so stupid.
Yeah.
She can
Yeah.
act so dumb.
So dumb.
Oh my God. Yeah, go ahead and have a baby. That's
Yeah.
going to work out great for
Yeah.
you. Have fun
If
with
you don't
that.
want him around this baby, if you want to do everything, he's never going to be home. He's never going to, he is who he is, have that life and have your baby then, I guess. And he won't be in the picture much.
No. And pretty much immediately after this, she decides to take Laura's advice and go to the recording session and try to support Kenny in what he's doing. And oopsie doopsie, what does she walk in on? Kenny and Sylvie on the couch. Kind of going at it to one of her songs, which is wild.
Yeah.
To your own voice? You're doing this?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Whatever.
Whatever.
Wow.
But Ginger runs home and trashes his stereo equipment and screams at him to get out.
Yep.
And he does get out for a long time. I don't think they get officially back together for a very long
For
time.
a long time.
So good for her.
Yeah. Of course, he has to try and be cute about it first. The next
yeah, we'll
day.
get to that part. That part's
Yeah.
awful.
God.
And then Val is watching Gary on a video camera in a therapy session in 2026. Absolutely illegal. Maybe it wasn't in 1980 because you have to give consent for even your spouse to know about.
Well, yeah, you can't. I mean, you can't say anything that's between you and a psychiatrist is personal.
I think maybe this wasn't illegal
I don't
until
know.
HIPAA in 1994. HIPAA was passed in the 90s.
Oh,
So maybe pre-HIPAA, it was fine to do this. It certainly is not fine now. You could not secretly watch your spouse
No.
or anyone in a therapy session.
No.
It's just illegal.
well, in this situation, they had to make it okay because of what she saw.
Sure.
But still, yeah,
Maybe it was something that was legal back then. I don't know.
maybe.
But yes, the whole therapy session comes to a head at the end where because Gary's saying, I want to talk to my wife, I want to talk to my wife, I want to talk to my wife. And his Dr. Kramer, whom I love, she's in episodes after this as well, and I do love her a lot.
No nonsense, just passive, can live with it, just functioning alcoholic or raging alcoholic, which is what you are.
Yeah, and her final confrontation to him is, okay, I'll give you a drink or a call to Val.
Mhm.
You can talk to Val or you can have a drink.
She's holding them both in her hand.
And he grabs the drink and he opens it and he downs it and he goes, it's tea.
Hey.
He throws it down and he breaks down. He starts crying. And Val is all upset about it, of course, that he's chosen this drink over her. Sure, probably not a surprise at this point.
Yeah, but it would still hit you kind of hard.
It would.
The
next day, as you mentioned, Ginger's taking her class to the zoo. And how infuriating is this?
Oh.
That Kenny shows up and talks to these children about this.
Yeah.
Like, not even, okay, not appropriate at all, by the
No,
way, to do this.
Not at all.
But even more inappropriate that he is talking about this to these children.
Yes.
It's not okay.
Not okay. We had a big fight.
And who thinks we should kiss and make
Kiss and
up?
make up. Raise your hand. What is that crap?
If I found out as
Oh,
a parent that happened while
uh-huh.
my child was on a field trip
Yeah.
with their teacher, I would be so upset.
Furious.
I'd be like, "What the hell is wrong? What the hell is wrong with your husband? Is
Yes.
he gonna be showing up all the time?
Uh-huh.
Is he a weirdo? Is he dangerous? Like
Right.
you're separated, and he's doing this in front of my kid, and I am
Yes.
not comfortable with
And
that."
what kind of big fight are we talking about here? You know, is he going to start beating the crap out of you in the front of the class? Is he going to start screaming? You know, putting this in front of my kids when he shows up in a stupid, what was it, gorilla mask, trying to act all cutesy and then telling the class all of this? Terrible. And his Ginger, I would have been livid.
Oh, she is too. She tells him how cruel it was that he did that,
Mm-hmm.
and tells him, "I'm not. You're not coming home. Come pick up your stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to be separated at least for a while. Stop asking me to come home, basically."
Yeah.
And I do kind of like the moment where he says, "I love you," and she goes, "I know you do. That's why I'm so sad." Like, it
Yeah.
wouldn't be
Yeah.
as sad if I thought that you just didn't give a shit about me.
Right. If you didn't give a shit, then it would be
It would be a
whatever.
lot easier to
Yeah.
just tell you to leave,
Yeah.
which I think is nice and,
Yeah.
and real. Like, I guess Kenny, in his way, does care about her. We saw in previous episodes, sure, that he does care about her,
Yeah.
that he cares about her safety and stuff, but I don't know. You can't
Not
do
enough to
no, you
not
can't do
not
that to someone and betray their trust like
well, I
that
mean,
and still claim to love
and
them. And then Sid is visiting Gary at this treatment facility. And Gary always does this thing, and he does it, I think, forever, where when he gets worked up, he starts like whipping his head around.
yeah, yeah.
And I think he does it for the entire series. I think
I think he does. Yeah.
whenever he gets worked up, he starts like
Just like
flipping his hair
yeah.
and whipping his head
Yeah.
around. And he starts doing it here. I'm like, oh, Gary's getting worked up.
Yep.
And he does it when when he says, "Do I look like an alcoholic?"
Yeah, do I look like an alcoholic? It's
Like-
like you're gonna snap your neck doing that hard.
Like Sid, like, you really don't want me to answer that question right now.
Yeah.
Like, you're in a hospital robe in a treatment facility. You're acting crazy. You've got a cut on your forehead. You've got bandages on your hands.
wrist. Yeah.
You don't want me to answer that.
Come on. Wow.
But Sid is very nice to him in this scene for the most part until he gets worked up and upset. Sid is really worried about him, which is nice. It's nice that he cares that much about Gary.
Well, it is, and like you were saying, we were watching the show. That's a hell of a friend who makes sure that the psychiatrist or psychologist is a good one, and making sure that he's getting the best care. You know?
Yeah, Sid is a really good friend to Gary in this. He's really solid.
Yeah.
And
to Val, too.
But he does also tell him straight. It tells him like it is. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have a vice president right now, but it's not going to be you if you don't start going to these meetings and you don't start the work. And hearing this, Gary says he's going to go to this AA meeting, and Sid gets all excited for him. And it's like, yeah, but he's lying.
Yeah, come on, Sid. That was too easy for him to just go from the way he just was to, you're right, I'm going to go to the meetings. He was just wishful, hopeful thinking on
He was
Sid's
just
part.
he was just hoping that Gary would get it together, and he really wants him to. So he's choosing to believe that he's going to go to this meeting. Although I don't think that if you were thinking clearly that you would believe him, because he just was ranting at you that he's not an alcoholic.
Right.
And he doesn't have a problem.
Yes.
I don't think someone talking like that is ready to go to AA.
No.
But
I mean,
sure.
yeah. And that's flat out what he says. You know, I'm not an alcoholic, and snapping his little head around and getting pissed off at Sid about it. And then he tells him what he tells him about the vice president. Oh, well, okay, I will. I'll start going to meetings. No.
And then Gary escapes the facility during the party for his friend, the going home party for his friend. He just slips out and he goes home in someone else's clothes that
Mm,
he's stolen. He's not in like the hospital robe. And
yeah.
he goes home and Val very quickly pieces together that he escaped. And
She's happy at first.
yeah, but it doesn't take long for
Oh,
her to
no, about
realize.
5-10 seconds when the phone rings.
And he's like, "Oh, don't answer that." I just
Don't answer that. I don't wanna talk to anybody.
Um,
Mm,
and she says, "You have to go back. If they didn't let you out, you have to go back. You have to go to these meetings. You have
mhm.
to put in the work." And he's like, "I'll do it next week. I'll do it next week. I'll
She
do it
gives a
next
good
week."
little speech.
It's so good.
Very
This is
good
a
speech.
fantastic Val moment.
Yes, it
It's
is.
so
Very
good.
strong, very, very
Extremely.
good.
Like, I love you, but I cannot do this. I can't have you, like, going along our life. She says days or months or years, maybe you'll
Uh-huh.
be fine. But one day, something like this is going to happen again. What if you get another promotion or we have a baby or some stress happens in your life
Mhm.
and you're just going to do it again? And I love you, but I won't live that way. And it's
It's
clear
very
and it's
good.
strong and
Yep,
it's firm and she holds her ground.
she
And
does. She does.
it's like you
It is,
said,
yeah, it's impressive coming from
it
her.
is.
She handles it really well.
Because, like you said, when it comes to Gary, for her whole life, for
Yeah,
this whole show, when it comes to Gary, Val just folds.
folds.
It's immediate.
Yeah.
If something is wrong with Gary, or if something is going on with Gary, or if Gary might be upset, or
Mhm.
anything
Right.
for 13 more years is
Yes.
going on with Gary, she will just fold.
She'll
And
fold.
whatever Gary wants, he gets. Whatever is going to make Gary happy is going to happen.
Yes, I
And
gotta fix it, or it was my fault. She blames herself way too much for a lot of things too, and it's so to see her in this moment handling it like that.
I was very proud of her. Well
Yeah,
done,
oh
Val.
yeah.
He leaves pissed off,
Mhm.
um, because he's hitting all the garbage cans on his way
Yeah.
out of the cul-de-sac. He's not
He's not
drunk.
drunk. He's not even drunk, and he takes every single garbage can out
He's
around the
he's
circle.
he's just pissed off. He's not
Yeah.
drunk, but he still hits all the garbage cans.
Hits
Like,
every garbage, yeah.
what did you do there?
Sends them all flying.
That's not okay.
No.
What'd you do? You're stone cold sober.
Yes.
What are you doing?
He's still in a rage.
And there's this wonderful moment because Val decides she's going to go to the AA meeting, even
Yeah.
if he's not, because she's going to learn something and she's going to show up even if Gary's not going
Yep.
to. And he's sitting at a bar, and I love this shot.
Yeah, this is
This
such a good shot.
This callback shot where he has the drink and
Yep.
then he has a dime
Yep.
and he's spinning the dime.
Spinning the dime.
And there's no dialogue or anything,
Mhm.
but it's a really nice, like, just visual callback to the drink or your wife.
Yep, your drink or the wife.
Your drink or your marriage.
Yep.
What are you gonna do, Gary?
Drink or a dime. Yep.
And it's a nice shot.
It is.
It's nice. Or he's just kind of mulling it over, and he's not taking a drink. He's looking at the drink, and he's spinning the
Spinning
dime.
that dime. Yeah.
And it's so good.
It is very good.
And you're like, oh, come on, Gary.
Do the right thing.
Choose the dime, Gary.
Yes.
And he does.
He does.
Shows up at the very end of the AA meeting.
Yeah.
He says, my name is Gary, and I'm
I'm
an
an
alcoholic. And that's the end of the episode.
Yep.
At the end of the season.
Yes, it is.
And good for Gary.
Yeah. Yeah, and I liked Val's reaction
Yeah.
when he's there. She didn't jump up. She didn't, gosh, she just was
just kind of
really,
shocked
some
and
relief
happy.
and shock.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's really nice. And to his credit, he does well, at least when it comes to drinking, for quite a while
Yeah.
after this. Not forever.
That's all we'll say about that.
I will say, not forever.
Yeah.
But for a
No,
while.
For a while.
Unfortunately, him getting sober leads to some terrible things in season 2.
Uh-huh.
And like I said, yes, Gary gets sober. He's never the Gary he
Never-
was in the
No,
beginning.
Not
He's
that sweet,
nope,
loving Gary.
never,
No.
never.
No.
I mean, really late in the series, yes.
Yeah.
Very late in the series,
Yeah.
sure.
Very
yes.
far down the road.
But not anytime soon, that's for damn sure.
No.
Goodbye, sweet
Yep.
Gary.
Bye-bye, sweet Gary.
I do still look forward to seeing you in your shorts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he ends on a high note in this one.
Well,
so.
and he's so good at it. He was very good at playing this part. Uh,
Yeah, these 2 episodes, he really shines.
he does. He
Ted
really
Shackelford does
does.
an amazing job in these
He
2.
is.
He's really good at acting drunk.
He
He's good
is.
at acting silly drunk.
Yeah,
He's good
because
at acting mad drunk. He's
yeah,
good.
a lot of times when you see somebody try to play that, it's like, oh come on, too much, too played, too this, but
No, it's very
not Ted.
believable.
He did. He plays that part very well.
Yeah, it's really believable.
Yeah.
All right, so we are going to wrap up by giving our soap moment of the week, our
Okay.
favorite moment, our most over the top moment. What do you got?
I really liked the Richard being vulnerable, coming around, telling her, admitting to his faults, and I loved the line, "Well, I'm not wearing the pants anymore."
It's
I thought
cute.
was very good. I
I
thought that
love
was
that scene. It's
yeah.
one of the first moments in this season where I was like, okay, now I remember why I love
Yeah,
Richard.
yeah.
Because he is an asshole.
He is.
Richard's a bad person. Let
Yeah,
me just flat out say yes. Richard's a bad
he
person.
is, but
He has this humanness to him.
yeah,
This really vulnerable,
yeah.
real.
It's in there.
It's in there.
Yeah, there's a good person in there, and he gets brought out certain times, and then you do like you just said, you realize that's why I love Richard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really good.
I think that scene's great. I
Yeah,
think the
instead of
joke
just
is great.
tossing that and saying, "Fine, whatever, we'll cash a check," and then leaving it that I mean,
He really
he put
opened
his
up.
feelings right
Yes.
out there.
He
Yeah,
did. He opened up completely to Laura,
he did.
which is not something he does often.
No, it's not
He
easy for
it's
him at
not
all to
easy.
do.
It's like impossible for him to
It
do, I
is,
feel.
and it ended cute.
And
It just
yeah,
ended
I think
cute.
that it's probably the hardest thing in the world for Richard to do is to admit vulnerability
Yeah,
and to show his soul to somebody. I
yeah,
think is the hardest thing
absolutely.
for him to do. And he does, and to the person who needed to hear it the most.
Right.
Which is nice, and I do enjoy that
Yeah,
scene a lot.
and she was accepting of it.
She was.
She was accepting of it, and told him, "Oh, Richard, I could never take your dreams." "No, I told you so." "No, well, it's about time." None of that. Just
But, of course, very early in the next season, Richard, along with Gary, also does some very terrible things to his wife. But we can
yeah,
talk about that when we get
yeah,
there. But
yeah,
in this moment, I loved him. I think mine is, it always sticks out in my mind. It's lived, as the kids say, lived rent-free in my head for the last 17 years of that scene where Gary chooses the dime or the drink
yeah.
is really, really good.
That was
It's
that
a
was very good.
memorable scene. It's just really memorable. Him drinking it and the delivery of "it's tea" it's I don't know, it just sticks with you. I've remembered
I
exactly.
remember it too. Yeah, exactly what happens. The dialogue, how he grabs it and drinks it, all of it. Yeah,
It just sticks in your
it
mind.
does.
You remember it forever.
You do. Yes, you do.
Yeah, I think that the season ends on a really strong note. I
Mhm.
am so excited to start season 2
Me too.
because season 1, honestly, and the first few seasons, in all honesty, but especially the first season, is just revving up to what Knots Landing becomes.
Yeah,
And I'm
what's coming.
really excited to get into season 2 when some of those things start happening. We
Yeah.
will meet a very important character
Yes, we will.
in the first episode of season 2, and I'm so
Yay.
excited to meet her. Abby is coming.
Yeah, Abby's coming. Yes.
And
Yes,
I love
a
Abby.
love-hate relationship with Abby is coming.
And I love Donna Mills so much. I love her portrayal of Abby so much.
Yeah.
Abby is, of course, one of the most important puzzle pieces of the Knots Landing universe.
Yes, she is.
And I am so excited to see her. She's
Yeah.
Sid's little sister,
Yeah.
which I forget sometimes because I mean,
know.
I won't get into details of why that's forgettable, but it is forgettable. After like 6 or 7 years, you're like, oh yeah, she is Sid's little sister.
When they bring it up for whatever reason, it's like, oh my God, that's right. Sister and brother, yeah.
But we will meet her next week.
Yeah.
And I'm super duper excited.
Me
because
too.
Abby's so important.
Yeah.
So until then, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.